you should watch Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 before Season 1. I feel like it's the better way to start the series because, in my opinion, Season 1 was low-key kind of boring to me. And it's not the creator's fault since like Season 1 is kind of used as more of a setup for the rest of the series, but honestly, I think that it's just better to start off this way, especially since the movie is also a prologue to Season 1, that you kind of get all the background information and then you can actually start enjoying Season 1 more. Also, if you were to watch in the order that it gets released, we finish Season 1 and then we get a bunch of background knowledge to help Season 2 get better. Whereas if we were to get that background information in the very beginning, it wouldn't slow down the pacing at all. In fact, it would make it a lot better. Also, Season 2 and the movie are easier to watch than the first season since they're also shorter as well. Opening 2 for Jujutsu Kaisen is the best Tatsuya Kiyotani song and possibly the best song of this season. I've listened to Tatsuya Kiyotani's music before and to be honest, it's really not for me, but this song tops all summer anime openings so far. And not only that, it's also my favorite JJK opening. I'm sorry to all the Eve fans, but I genuinely think that this tops the first opening. Like, the first opening slaps, don't get me wrong, but come on.
Oh my god, they're so hot. Ship of the season. I hope nothing bad happens. Would you talk to me?
Rudeus Grey Rat is actually a really good protagonist. I think that Rudy is a perfect example of what a flawed protagonist is, who does a lot of things that are very questionable to the normal human. I can't lie, it's kinda hard to defend this, though. But even then, within the series, he's still growing and actually tries to make a change, unlike these other characters that are flawed and don't change at all. And this shows that even though Mushoku Tensei is a really weird show at times, it's still very well written and is why Isekai has become what it is now. One Piece should really stop trying to run weekly. Now, put away your pitchforks or whatever, don't dislike the video yet, hear me out. One Piece is a series that is widely known in Japan, and to be honest, the companies have admitted that they don't really care about the pacing that much because people have already read it. So with that logic, you should at least try to make the anime easy to watch. Like, there's no reason that Marineford should be 33 episodes when it's like 30 chapters in the manga. And if One Piece decided to go seasonal, they could probably launch more episodes than the average seasonal anime with higher quality too. Every episode could be like Gear 5 because, like, look at this. It's amazing animation, but it's not worth anything to the story. If One Piece took the approach that Bleach did, it could be so much better than it is right now. Like, just imagine if every episode was like 1015 of One Piece. That would be amazing, and what would actually be a 10 out of 10 anime adaptation. But that's not gonna happen, so after Gear 5, I'm going to enjoy watching Luffy punch it for 2 minutes while nothing happens. Yeah. Not even funny how much people are sleeping on Bleach. If you're one of those people that didn't finish Bleach, you should honestly just man up and start watching it. Cause like, honestly, Bleach is my favorite out of the big three for a reason, and that's because out of all of them, it's the easiest one to watch. And with everything that Blood War is doing, it fixes every issue I've had with the big three in the past. And the 200,000 people that dropped it on Mal are just small-minded creatures who are missing out on peak big three. Like, look at how every episode looks! This is just, like, insane how much detail everything gets and how insane each fight is, and the whole setting for 1000-Year Blood War. Like, come on! And don't even get me started on the story and pacing, because Tite Kubo is also playing a big part in the production of this anime, and it's showing with how amazing each episode is. Like, I genuinely have to salute the Bleach fans that waited 10 years for this, because the wait definitely seems like it was worth it. Also, out of all the big three, Bleach has like the chillest fandom. I don't know if that's just me, but like I haven't really heard Bleach fans go too crazy about anything. And for the people bitching about the filler in Bleach, just know that One Piece definitely has more. Summertime rendering was alright. At the beginning of Summertime Rendering, I was very interested in all the mystery aspect that it had to offer, and it continued all the way up until like episode 16, and they started explaining all of these different things that made no sense to me. Call me small brain, but even then, it kind of threw off the pacing a bit, and like then I just became so uninterested to the point where it was hard to finish the last 5 episodes. But, you know, the villain was actually really good, and also the ending was very satisfying. So, you know, Summertime Rendering is like an okay watch. I wouldn't say it's for everybody though. It kind of, you know, goes off the rails towards the end. But, you know, if you're a fan of shows like Steins Gate or Tokyo Revengers, I definitely would say give this a watch, since it's Definitely very underrated, but I wouldn't say that it's one of my favorites. That being said, this is the best character in the show. This cat anime is my favorite sleeper of the season. Amidst all the hype for each show such as One Piece or JJK, this anime is probably one of my favorites of the season because of the sheer fact that it's just calm. There's nothing to it, there's no overarching story, it's just a fun time. It also doesn't try to do anything crazy, it kinda sticks to a simple formula of just having a good time with a cat. Now if you're one of those women with no future love life, which if my analytics aren't lying to me, could be some of you, I think that you would enjoy this anime as a cope to tell you that your cat does actually love you, you just don't know it. But watch this anime to make yourself feel better because let's be honest, nobody wants you. I still like Oshi no Ko better than every seasonal anime. Now, this is something that's not going to change for a long time, if at all, because Oshi no Ko has quickly become one of my favorite shows of all time. The One Piece could be the cure to cancer, and I would still choose Oshi no Ko over it. Now, does this mean that I'm praising it to be the best show ever made? Sometimes, but that doesn't mean that it is the best show ever made. It's the best show for me. It's a very subjective take, and I don't expect anyone to agree with me on it, since in this very season alone, we have gotten a lot of potentials for top 10 anime in other people's opinions that I personally just don't like as much. I mean, to be honest with you, the whole reason I'm making this video is so that other people will know that I watch different anime and still have the Oshi no Ko fans interested. Sorry, I clickbaited you. With all those takes out of the way, I might make a part 2 on this depending on how well it does, and if you leave a comment down below, I'll probably make another video replying to each questions that you have. But just so you know that even though I may reply to them, your opinions are still invalid.